This is the Cornermen Radio. It's Barzini and Boxingeye, man. Well,
what up?
It's finally signed. The best welterweight fight. The classic, a true war, a fucking holy war. For March of 2017, Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman, Philly versus Florida. What you think about this, Boxingeye, man?
I mean, it's exciting, bro. Real exciting. Big year. This is what we've been waiting for since we signed on the PBC, man. This is what we've been waiting for.
Word.
To mix and match these type of dudes. And it's finally coming, man. Finally. I can't wait. Like I've been saying, like we all been saying before PBC even started, was that the Fabulous Four in PBC, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter, Errol Spence has arrived on the scene. They're all going to go at each other, mix and match. This dude's going to be that dude. That dude's going to be this dude. Dudes are going to, it was all meant to be like a rewind back to the 80s with Sugar Ray, Hearns, Duran, all those greats, man. It's not these guys aren't as famous as those guys, but that's what the PBC brand was all about, and that's what we're finally getting and it's finally here. You know, Thurman already fought Porter this year. Now we're getting Danny and Keith in March next year. Who knows what other treat we'll get? You know, we've been patient and we're getting it. It's gonna be a holy war, like you said, man. It's gonna be, if you're picking Keith Thurman, you're picking him because he's very athletic. He's way more athletic than Danny Garcia. I mean, his footwork, his feet are way faster than Danny's. His hands are a little faster than Danny's. He's just an athlete all around. Like I told you today, if they were playing one-on-one, I bet you Keith would school him, or in a race or whatever. Keith's an athlete. But if you're picking Danny Garcia, the way Keith jumps in with his hands down, you're banking on Danny's check left hook. There's a 50-50 fight. He could run into something, and Danny will eat him alive. That's one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to get hurt by Danny. You don't want to have a little wound against Danny because he'll come and he'll rip you apart. So Keith's got to be very careful the whole fight, man. Tell me what you think. Tell me how excited you are. Tell me who you think going to win. Tell me where you think it's going to be, man. Is it going to be pay-per-view, Showtime? Is it worthy? Or these dudes got to fight and whoever wins is pay-per-view? I don't even know where to start, bro. I'll let you ride.
To me, I don't know if it's going to be on pay-per-view or PBC or not. It possibly going to probably be on PBC or Showtime. But, man, I don't really like to go against my city, Philadelphia, but I just see Keith Thurman winning this fight, man. He's the bigger guy. He got the more pop. I don't see him ever knocking Danny out because Danny got a chin like a mug. You ain't gonna knock that nigga out. You know what I'm saying? That nigga got a chin. You can't knock that shit. You know what I'm saying? You definitely can. You definitely can't knock him out. So
you might knock his mouthpiece out. That's about it.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing you're gonna knock out. But I just think Keith Thurman is gonna win this fight, man. I know it's gonna be the best 12-round all-the-way fight. It might be the fight of the year. You know what I mean? How I look at this fight. This fight is so good. I'm so happy. I never thought it was gonna happen so early because they both have their mandatories to fight. But I guess we're getting what we wanted. We do. I'm not even going to really talk about who Danny's fighting next right now. It doesn't really need to be spoken about. But I'm just glad that this fight is made. So we can finally get some clarifications who's the number one guy in the welterweight division. It's coming, but I wish it could have happened. These fights could have happened more sooner, so we can see who's the number one guy. But I guess at least we're getting what we want. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter when we're getting it as long as we get it. So I guess I'm just happy. But I won't be happy till next year or March. So that's my birth month. Oh, man, that fight, I can't wait. I want to know where it's going to be at.
Little birthday treat.
Word.
I would hope Keith would bless us to come to Brooklyn. I think it's only right to put it at the Barclays Center.
Word. I would definitely go watch that fight live.
Holy shit. I could just hear the floor rumbling now. Just the fucking rumbles. The crowd
Swift
going crazy.
versus One Time. So who you think going to win the fight?
I'm gonna go with. Right now. I'm going with Danny because as a fan, as a guy who grew up boxing, my dad had a gym. Did a lot my whole life, man. I just truly I envision fights before they happen. Am I right all the time? Hell no. Am I right most of the time? Sure. But I envision watching fights with the fam and everything. We all love Keith Thurman. We all see his athletic ability. Little Roy Jones. You could tell he watched Roy Jones growing up. But he ain't no Roy Jones. But he's very athletic. The way he leaps in with his punches, gets caught. You know what I mean? He's got to be very careful, man. He's got to be on his A+ game. I loved all his fights. The Diego Chavez fight when I was because I've been a Keith Thurman fan. I've been a Keith Thurman fan and a Danny fan. I always supported them and rooted for them. So and always wanted them to win. So this fight can happen one day. I didn't want anything to spoil this fight, and nothing did, and we're getting a great fight. But the Diego Chavez fight, you could see he had to work through a lot, do a lot of adjustments. He made as a fan of his, I was so proud of him that fight. Now you got to be even more careful against Danny, man. Danny's in there to land a torpedo on your chin with the left hook or a straight right, and he's got pop. People are like, oh, he hasn't knocked anybody out, blah blah blah. But Keith's got to be careful. One thing Keith loves to do, he'll drop his hands a little bit, feint, boom. And then lean it, and then try to catch you with like a jumping left hook, boom, one of them jumping uppercuts. He jumps in, and you got to be very careful because Danny can time you. Danny is very good at timing. He doesn't have the fast hands or the fast feet of a Keith Thurman, but one thing he does have is a poker face, and he has great vision, like. He's locked into his target trying to land the whole fight, which people don't really understand how deadly that can be. And we'll be waiting for Keith to make a mistake. And nobody on here or anybody that knows boxing can't say Keith doesn't make mistakes during fights. He makes mistakes. He's not no Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't pitch a shutout. The kid makes mistakes and gets caught. It's up to Danny to catch him. And I'm going to pick Danny. I always rocked with Danny. Other than the Amir Khan fight, I picked Danny against Lucas Matisse. I wasn't quite on board until after the Amir Khan fight. He's always been an underdog. Cause you don't. I understand why people are going to pick Keith because you don't really see it. But it's all the little intangibles that Danny does. He's very clever, man. And now he's going into a fight against Samuel Vargas, who nobody, knows other than he was on PBC, got beat up by, he's a softie. Danny's going to go in there and knock him out to get that little bit of confidence he needs, I guess, to go into the Thurman fight. Him and his pops, they know how he is or whatever mentality he needs to go into this fight. So they're going to do whatever they got to do, man. But I really do think, man, I don't think he can, I don't think he stops Keith. Like I told you earlier, I think he catches Keith, hurts Keith a few times in the fight to win the round, might knock him down. I think Keith's got the balls to get up and the smarts to adjust. But I just, like you said, I see a great fight with the good action because Danny can clip him coming in. Can he finish him? I don't know. Can Keith do enough to get points? But I'm just going to go off of Danny being the guy who catches Keith harder and does more damage to Keith. and gets the nod at the end of the fight in a close decision, though. That's what I think, man. That's what your boy thinks.
Hey, man, agree to disagree. I just don't see Danny winning this one. I think all those decisions, I know this fight will go to decision, but he's not. I think this time his luck is going to run out. You know what I mean? He's been getting a lot of decisions. I think this time Danny's going to learn the hard way this time around. It sucks we have to have a loser, but somebody got to lose and somebody got to win. The one thing I noticed that Keith Thurman has beat a lot of the father and son combinations. He beat Robert Guerrero, and his father was the trainer. He beat Shawn Porter, and his father was the trainer. Now, 3 times in a row, whoa. Beating the 3 father-son team, man, that's crazy. So if he pulls it off, like I know he will do, man, that's 3 home runs, 3 strikes, and I mean the father-son combination trying to beat Keith Thurman. So, man, I'm enjoy. I really don't care who wins this fight. I'm just happy we getting to see a holy war. I can enjoy popcorn, but I know Keith Thurman got this in the bag, like in the bag. I don't usually go against Philly, my hometown, like I said, but I just see Keith Thurman got this, man.
I got a few questions for you, though. Do you think I got a quick question though for you, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think? I personally feel like Danny lost to Lamont Peterson fight. I feel like Lamont danced around him, maybe didn't do enough, but neither did Danny and them beginning rounds. Then Lamont walked him down. Now, but one thing I do think that I'm banking on is Danny took something from that because he was walking him down at the end. I think Danny was not. It was a little. I know nobody takes Lamont lightly at all. But I feel like, I don't know if it was the weight, the catch weight, but he wasn't, he had to have been under, for Lamont was killing him with the body shots, man. What do you think Danny is a better fighter after that fight? You think he learned from that fight? Like he'll come into this fight extra prepared?
Yeah, he probably learned, you know what I mean? As like you know, once you get older, you get more mature, more wiser. Yeah. So I guess he's getting smarting up. You know what I mean? He got that experience out of the window. But the thing is, I just don't see he beating Thurman though. It's just I gave him the fight with Lamont. I think he did beat Lamont. A lot of people might disagree with me. I know a lot of people disagree with me. But me and my sister father thought that Danny won. I've never seen Danny lost in my eyes. You know what I mean? This time around, I will see Danny losing this time. You know what I mean?
Why did Keith beat Thurman? Because why did Keith beat Thurman? Excuse me. Why did Keith beat Shawn Porter? In your eyes, because of a lot of them check hooks. Porter rushes in with check hooks. Well,
I think, you know what it was? Why I see the judge giving it to him, to Thurman, because his punches was more accurate.
And clean.
That was it. It was the cleanest shot.
Yeah, and Porter, and also I thought his check hook was amazing when Porter was rushing in. You know, he'd fall back on the ropes after he'd catch Porter with a check left, but it was clean enough. And Danny doesn't rush in with his head down. You know what I mean? He might pop his head down and then boom. He does all kinds of slick stuff to try to catch you with that left hook. He hasn't quite been landing that left hook lately in big fights because people have been taking away from. Thurman is very smart. He's going to try to take away that left hook, but he doesn't rush in. He'll be calculated. You know what I'm saying? He'll be stalking a little. He'll be smooth in there. I could see him being smooth in there against Keith. I definitely can. But yeah, man. That's pretty. I got Danny. You got Keith. I ain't no Danny fanboy, man. I thought Danny lost to Lamont, and I gave him I really gave him a pass on the Mauricio thing because he was in Puerto Rico and you got to, like, Mauricio didn't hurt Danny at all. So it's like, you know, fucking got to hurt the champion. You got to go get that belt. You got to eat him up. You didn't really do that, Mauricio Herrera. So I don't know why people get all mad over that shit, you know?